Most people that are trying to start an AI agency are stuck selling low ticket services. $97 chatbots, little automations, and none of it actually moves the needle for the business owner. But here's the truth, you don't need 100 clients to build a real business. You just need a handful of high ticket clients and a system that actually delivers results. And in today's video, I'm actually going to be breaking down a high ticket AI offering that you can sell to business owners today. And don't worry, I'm not just going to explain it to you. I'm actually going to jump into these different systems like HighLevel to show you how it all comes together. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, before we build anything, let's actually talk about why most people struggle. A lot of the times you're just selling a specific feature that, yes, might make their life a little bit easier, but it doesn't actually solve a problem for the business. And most importantly, it doesn't help the business actually grow. And when you're selling low ticket, you need 20 to 50 clients just to hit that first 5 to 10K a month. Low ticket offers turn you into a task doer versus an actual partner. But high ticket offers, it's a completely different game. High ticket means that you're selling a system, not a feature. And when you sell a system that actually brings in leads, follows up automatically, books appointment, and gives the business owner time back, you can comfortably charge anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Now let's go ahead and dive even deeper on how this system actually works. All right, so let's talk about what a real high ticket offering actually looks like. Because the mistake that most people make is they think that high ticket just means charging more. Like I said before, a high ticket offering is all about packaging a whole system together that actually generates the business more revenue, not just giving them a tool or another chatbot. So let's go ahead and talk about pillar number 1, which is traffic. A new business can't grow without new people coming into their doors. So this has to be predictable. And the truth is, most local businesses don't need a whole marketing team hired out. They need simple ad campaigns that can continuously bring them new leads every single month. Now, this pillar number 1 of traffic is what gets people the foot in the door to the broader system, because you're not selling a feature, you're selling pipeline that is consistently feeding their business. Now let's go ahead and talk about pillar number 2, which is conversion. And that is conversion through AI follow-up. Now, in my opinion, this is the pillar that changes everything. This is where AI takes over and handles all the follow-up so the business owner doesn't have to. Now, you can do this 2 ways, inbound AI and outbound AI. Now, with inbound AI, this is taking someone to an actual landing page and then picking up the conversation from there to convert them to an actual customer. And with outbound AI, it literally picks up the phone and follows up with these leads so we can convert them again to customers. And this is the big difference maker. This is what turns a simple lead into actual revenue. And when a business sees this happening every single week, this is what justifies the high ticket pricing. Because instead of hiring a $35,000 to $45,000 a year marketing assistant to chase leads, follow up with leads, build campaigns, and everything else in between, your system is going to handle it all automatically. Now, finally, let's go ahead and talk about the third pillar, which is operations and retention. Now, I like to describe this as the glue that's holding everything together. Even though you may not be talking about these features right up front, this handles things like automated reminders, Google review generation, pipeline management, follow-up sequences, reporting dashboards, no-show automations, and so much more. Now, these aren't super glamorous per se, but this is what makes your offer sticky, because this is the type of stuff that business owners rely on every single day. Because remember, a chatbot is a feature, but a lead gen system with AI follow-up and operational automation, that's a business transformation. And that's why clients are willing to pay anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month for these type of services. Now, instead of just talking about it, let me actually show you how all these pieces come together. We'll jump into the Facebook ads first, and then we'll show you how to automatically direct that to HighLevel to connect to the outbound or inbound AI agents, depending on what offering you're building out. And then we'll do a quick touch base on all the operational automations to make your offer even stickier. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the first step is generating leads like we talked about, right? Pillar 1, actually driving pipeline to the business. So with this, what we're going to do is we're just going to show you a quick example of how to build out a Facebook ad campaign. Now, this is a blank ad account. I don't use this for anything, but I just wanted to show you a brief and quick example of how quickly you can get started with this, even if you're just a beginner. So when you come into the Facebook Ads Manager here, what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to hit create. And then I would typically do lead campaigns. So lead campaigns always seem to be the best converting campaigns for the type of business that we worked with, which was the orthodontic niche. But again, you can choose different campaigns accordingly. We'll go ahead and hit continue here. And then we'll just give it a quick name. So we'll just do test. And then this is the daily budget. So the business owners that I worked with, typically they would spend anywhere from $30 to $50 a day. That added out to be around a little over $1,000 to a little over $1,000 a month. That's typically what got us good results and got them consistent clients on a monthly basis. But again, depending on the niche and type of business you're serving, you can go ahead and switch that around accordingly. We'll go ahead and hit next here. And then we'll go into the actual ad set. Now, this is where we're going to set it as an instant form. So you'll see here, there's multiple options though, right? You can direct them to a website, you can direct them to a form, you can direct them to call, whatever it might be. Again, I like to do instant forms because I'm going to show you how to connect the automations to this, but you can connect automations to all different types of ad campaigns. Again, we're just going to do test ad for the name right here. We'll scroll down, and this is where you'll connect the Facebook page. Now, just for some clarity here, when you are working with a business owner, the way that you get access to their Facebook page is they are able to go in there and give you admin privileges. When they give you admin privileges to the Facebook page, then it will pop up in your dropdown right here in order to connect their Facebook page, which also typically if they have an Instagram account, that will connect it to the Instagram account as well. And then from there, you can start running ads on both of those platforms. Now, scrolling down here a little bit more, what we're going to go ahead and do is you can just do a start date of the ad. Typically, I just start it once it's created, but if there's like a specific day they want to start the campaign, you can do so there. And then this is where I always like to kind of talk about the importance of Facebook ads, especially when you're first getting started. People think that they have to make it really complicated, right? That they have to do all this retargeting and they have to get this super specific audience. And yes, are retargeting campaigns important and things like that down the road? Sure, right? As you're doing different campaigns, as you become long-term partners with the business owner, that might come up. But when you're first getting started, the most important thing is the ad creative and the copy. If you can nail those two things, and I'll show you here in just a second, then your Facebook ads will deliver some type of results. So when it comes to the audience, typically what I'll actually do here is I will just do this. I'll keep it pretty broad, right? I'll just say minimum age 18. I won't put a ton of parameters around it. I won't do a ton of like placements. And then when it comes to the actual location of the ad, I'll quickly edit it here by just going right here, hitting the pencil. And then I will type in the address of the business. For this example, I'll just type in like a city. So let's just go ahead and just do Nashville, for instance. Oop, can't spell today. So let's just pretend that's like the business owner's address. And then I would just set a mileage parameter. So you'll see here by default, it's set to 25 miles around that area. Typically, the business owners I would work with would do like anywhere from a 15 to 20 mile radius. But again, just depending on what they want and when you talk to them, you can set that accordingly. But that's it. That's all I would do. And the reason why is because if you think about it, Facebook and Instagram, like they're powered by really powerful machine learning and AI on the background. If you've ever had that joke before where you're like, wait, I was just talking about this and now this ad's in front of my face. It's because Facebook and Instagram and Google and all these different platforms out there, it's scary, but yes, they can understand your patterns of behavior to understand what type of services you might be looking for. So I say all that to say Facebook will most of the time typically put the ads in front of the right people once it learns who is engaging with the ad. So anyway, quick touch base there. Don't overcomplicate it. Go ahead and hit next. All right. And then once you're brought to this last page, this is where you're going to actually build out the ad creative and the copy, like I mentioned before. So again, we'll just give it a quick name. Make sure that the Facebook and Instagram accounts are connected appropriately, like I talked about before. And then down here, you're going to create the ad and you're either going to do an image or a video. You can also do a carousel. But like I mentioned before, all that really matters here is that you do a good, clean, and simple ad creative. So you'll go ahead, plug that in. You can put in the ad copy and you're good to go. Now, real quick, in order to create and connect a form, let me just show you what this looks like here. So when you come into here to connect a form, I'll just give it a name. I'll just do test. What you're going to do is you're just going to hit next and you're going to put in a few things. So you can upload an image or you can just use the same image that you're using for the ad. I'll go ahead and hit next again. And now these are the type of questions that you're going to put in here as you're going through and qualifying the lead. Now, the biggest thing that I will suggest here is don't put in so many questions that it takes more than 2 minutes to fill out the form. Again, you want to make this quick and simple for the prospect that is filling this out, because the longer you make it, the less people that are going to convert. So typically I will do 2 or 3 questions, gather their information, right, which will typically be their full name, their email, and then I will add in phone number right here. I'll hit next, and then that form will be there and good to go. The final piece to this is you do need to link a privacy policy page. Most businesses will have one connected already. If not, quick hack for you, I will actually go to ChatGPT and ask them to just put in a quick privacy policy statement for the business. And then I'll just ask the business owner, if I'm creating the website for them, I'll just put it on there myself, or I'll just say, hey, can you make sure that you have a privacy policy disclaimer somewhere on your website? You can give this to your developer. I already made it for you. They can put it on there and then you're good to go. So again, I know that was a quick run through, but in case you are unfamiliar with Facebook ads, this is just a quick, easy way to get started. And again, if you're running Google ads, you can go ahead and focus on that as well. I have other videos that go deeper into running Facebook ads out there. And I'm sure there's other YouTube videos on how to run them, but that's step one, right? Pillar number one, actually building a pipeline coming in for the business. Hey, real quick, I really hope that you're enjoying this video on how to build out your high ticket offer. I just wanted to point out some additional resources in the description below. You can actually get started with a free trial of HighLevel. And when you sign up using that link, I send over my complete snapshot to you. So you can actually have a much faster start than what I had in the beginning to have all these different processes, automations, and AI agents already built out for you. I also have a free course and a free community posted down below as well. So I hope all these resources are helpful to you. Now let's get back to the video. All right, so let's talk about how to build out pillar number two, which is the actual AI agents that follow up with these leads. Again, whether you're doing outbound AI or inbound AI, we're going to show examples of both here so you can see how to build them both out. So if you've never been into HighLevel before, you're going to come over here on the left side and you're going to go into AI agents. Now, when you're under AI agents, we're going to go ahead and build out a inbound and outbound voice AI agent. Now, the great thing about this is the process for it is pretty similar. You just have to tweak a few things when you're building out the actual agents. So let me go ahead and start your first voice AI agent here. And when you pop this open, it's going to give you some different options of, whether you want to browse the marketplace for agents that are already built out. Sometimes that's kind of interesting to take a look at, but we're going to go ahead and just create a custom agent here and hit continue. Now, when you go ahead and do this, you're just going to fill out some basic information here. So let me go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and just gave the bot a name. I gave the business a name. So this is what it's going to refer to as the business when it's doing an outbound or inbound call. You can change around the voice tone, which is nice, select the language. And then also, this is kind of interesting. You can actually select the LLM model that you want it to be based off of. It always defaults to GPT-4o, but again, you can switch that around. And then finally, a time zone of our agent. So typically I just set the time zone as the same time zone that the business it's serving. All right, down here, this is where you differentiate between the inbound and the outbound agent. So for the inbound agent, if you're building an inbound one, you're going to select here. If you're building an outbound one, you're going to select here. Now for the inbound one, you'll see here, there's just a simple initial message. Hey, you've reached master template today. How can I help you? Again, you just input the business name right here. For the outbound one, it does look slightly different in the fact that there is a disclaimer message that it has to state when calling someone. Now you can change this from a style wise, so you can do concise, standard, or conversational. Typically, I just keep it concise, so it's just really short in the beginning, and it's just going to do a quick statement of, "Hey Nate, like this is so and so business. You can opt out if you choose to." This is essentially what it's going to say. And then this is where it's going to have its intent message, just like how the inbound agent had one. So let me go ahead and type one in here. So just as an example here, I did, "Hey, contact first name. Thanks for your interest in our free quote to replace your roof. How can I help?" Now, if you're wondering how I put a variable in here, just a quick note on that, because sometimes people miss this. This tag button allows you to attach variables. If you don't know what a variable is, this is a way to take the information that they're filling out on the form and putting it right there for the bot to read. So again, most of the time, you're probably just going to be reading first name, but it's just a great way to make it that more personalized as they're answering the phone. So we'll go ahead and hit next here. All right, and then once you're to this page, what I typically do when I get to the agent's goals page, I will actually switch to the advanced mode right here, and I will go ahead and put in a prompt. Now, before we put in our prompt, though, we do want to load in our knowledge base. If you're not familiar with what a knowledge base is, this is essentially the brain of the bot. So I have videos that go a lot deeper into some of these build outs, so feel free to take a look at those. But just as a quick run through, so in order to create a knowledge base, what you can do is you can just hit this button right here for create new. And after you hit that, it will bring you to this page, and you will see this blue button up here in the top right to create a new knowledge base. You select here, you can just give it a name. And then when you hit create here, it's going to bring you to this page where you are going to load in the knowledge base. Now, there's a variety of ways that you can load this in. You can do web crawler, FAQ, tables, etc. I always like to do web crawler. So in order to do that, all you do is just hit add source, hit add web crawler. And this is where you paste in the URL of the business. Now, what's really neat about this is it just makes it so automated, because if they already have a website, boom, you can paste it into here. Or if they don't have a website, please build one out for them, right? And then you can do the same thing here. But you can paste it in here, hit extract data, and then this bot will take all of that data off the page. So the tip that I always give with this is make sure that if there's multiple pages that have needed information on that the bot needs, load in each one of those URLs. People make the mistake that if you just load in the homepage, that it's going to scrape the whole website as a whole. But there might be some information like on the homepage. There might be some information on the contact us page, whatever it might be. They might have a whole FAQ page built out, right? That's most of the time what a business is going to have. So just make sure that you put each one of those pages in there so it's trained up. And then once you hit extract data, what you're going to do is you're just going to come back here to the bot. And then once you're back here in the bot, you can do the drop down, select your knowledge base, and then boom, there's all the trained data. Now, in order to move on to the prompts here, so it's going to ask you, hey, when should we use this knowledge base? Typically, I just leave this as the default prompt right here because it's pretty good. It's basically saying, hey, when someone asks questions, go ahead and use the knowledge base to answer them. And then this prompt right here, this is where you are going to do the majority of your work, right? So again, for sake of time on this video, this is more just explaining the high ticket offer. I have other videos that go deeper into this build out, but this is where you're going to help the bot learn and understand how to guide the conversation and the goals that you're trying to accomplish. So make sure that you watch some of those other videos, and that will take you through the whole prompt build out right here. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and hit save. And then what's super neat about this is once you're done with that, you can come in here, attach a phone number, and then you can actually test your bot. So if you've never bought a phone number through HighLevel before, it's like $1 a month, but let me just show you real quick how to do this. So if you come down here in the bottom left and go to settings, and then once you're in settings, you're going to come down here on the left side and you're going to go to phone systems. And then this is the page where you can actually go in and hit add number. And then what I typically do is I just hit add phone number here. And then I'll do a filter and I'll just say like, I'll deselect toll free and I'll just say first part of the number and I'll search like a local area code, typically again, just like for the business. I'll apply it there and then it'll give you different options of phone numbers you can buy. And again, you'll see here, it's like $1 a month. So typically I just work that into the price, but that's how you purchase a phone number in HighLevel. And another thing I always like to mention here, because people get really confused by this, you're like, okay, what do I do though if they already have a phone number set up? Well, the beautiful thing about HighLevel is you can set up a call forwarding. So if you're building an inbound agent, for instance, right, and you want that person calling in for maybe an ad campaign that you're running to go to the AI agent, you can set up call forwarding with a business owner's phone number, or for an outbound agent, right, you can just have this go ahead, call out to them, and then set up call forwarding for the outbound agent so that if anyone ever calls back that agent, it will forward over to the actual business owner's phone number. So again, just know that's a possibility within the HighLevel platform. So ease your mind in regards to, what am I going to do if they already have a phone number in place? All right, so let's go ahead and come back to this page, and then you can type in your phone number, hit call me. It gives you 10 minutes a day, and then you can test the bot. Now I'm going to quickly play 2 clips where I test an inbound bot and also an outbound bot so you can understand what these both sound like and you can see it in action. Real quick though, before I show you the tests of the bot, I forgot we do need to build out some automations on the back end. This is a very important piece in order to actually trigger the outbound AI agent. Now, for the inbound agent, that's pretty simple and straightforward, right? It's like when people are calling into the business, that inbound agent is going to pick up. But for the outbound AI agent piece, where it's going to be following up with some of those Facebook forms that we talked about, you do need to set up these automations. So if you've never built out an automation in HighLevel before, what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the left side. You're going to do automations. Now, once you're within automations here, you're going to go to the top right and you're going to do create workflow. And we're just going to go ahead and do start from scratch. And we'll do a test. We'll just name this like test outbound AI agent. Perfect. And then we'll go ahead and add a new trigger. Now, for the trigger, we are going to do the Facebook lead form submitted. So what's really awesome about this is you can connect all your Facebook and Instagram pages to HighLevel, your Google My Business page, whatever it might be, right into HighLevel. So again, all these automations on the back end will be triggered. And now this is kind of going into pillar 3 now, right? About the automations in the background. So go ahead, hit that. You're going to select the page that you want to attach this to. So we'll just do Smile Pro Marketing. That was my first agency that I built out. And then we'll go ahead and just do this test form right here. So if you remember when we built out that Facebook form, we went ahead, you can give it a name. That's the form that it's going to be looking for within that ad account. So we'll go ahead and hit save trigger. And then we'll come down here, and this is where we're going to trigger the outbound agent. So if you just type in outbound, voice AI outbound call will pop up right here. You'll go ahead, load that up, and then you'll select the agent that you want to attach this to. So in this case, you can go ahead, select any of these agents right here. We'll just select this one, but again, you'll know what agent you built out for it, right? Because you'll give it a name and everything. And then you'll attach the phone number right here as well. So this is the phone number that I talked about that you can purchase within HighLevel, and you'll hit save action. And that's it. So essentially what you're telling this to do now is you're saying, hey, when someone fills out this form, go ahead and trigger that outbound AI agent to call them. Now you can put more automation into this, right? So for instance, maybe you want to like wait like 2 minutes before or in between they fill out the form and there's someone calling to follow up with them. Great, you can do that. Or you can just do it right away. And then what's so nice about this is after the call is completed, you can build out some additional automations here for maybe like appointment follow-ups or whatever it might be. How I build this out personally is I actually put on a tag for the contact once the call is completed. And when that call is completed, I will then use that tag to trigger other automations on the background. So again, I have other videos that go a little bit deeper into automations, but just wanted to point that out because that's a very important step when it comes to actually triggering the outbound agent to call the prospects that are filling out these forms. All right, and now with that, let's go ahead and show you the actual testing of the bots for both the inbound and outbound agents. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and have this AI agent call us so you can see exactly what it sounds like. All right, so we're receiving the call now. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this.
Hey, you have reached Test Restaurant. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I would like to place an order.
Sure thing. Let me help you with that. What would you like to order?
Yeah, do you guys have any burgers at all?
Yes, we do. We have a few burger options on the menu. Classic cheeseburger for $12.99, BBQ, bacon burger for $13.99, veggie burger, plant-based for $11.99. Would you like to go with one of these?
Yeah, I'll do the barbecue burger.
Great choice. Would you like to add anything else to your order, like fries, a drink, or maybe dessert?
Actually, you know what? I just talked to my wife and I think we're gonna actually come in for a reservation. Can I make a reservation instead?
Of course. Let's get that set up for you. What day and time would you like to come in, and how many people will be in your party?
All right, so here we go. Here's the bot calling right now. So let's go ahead and answer this.
Hi, Nate. This is Master Templates AI Assistant. You can say, don't call me again to opt out. Hello, I'm calling about the form you filled out about test business. How can I help?
Yeah, no, thanks for reaching out. I was just curious about getting a haircut.
Got it. If you're looking to book a haircut appointment, I can check the available slots for you. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah, sure. Do you guys also offer coloring at your salon?
Yes, we do offer hair coloring services at our salon, along with highlights and other styling options. Now, for the haircut appointment, here are some available slots. Today, October 23rd at 10:30 a.m., 12 p.m., or 1:30 p.m. Tomorrow, October 24th at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., or 12 p.m. Monday, October 27th at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., or 12 p.m. Do any of these work for you?
Yeah, I'll take the 10:30 a.m. slot today.
Just to confirm, you'd like to book the 10:30 a.m. slot today, October 23rd, right? I see we have your email as info@sosimply.com. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. And we'll just go ahead and end it there. But hopefully you can see the power behind this, right? Obviously we can tweak the bot, make it a little bit better. But again, I filled out the form and it immediately called me to go ahead and see what I needed. All right, I hope you really found those AI agents really cool. It's amazing how fast and quickly AI is adapting and how you can build it out in HighLevel to actually solve problems for business owners. Now, just to tie off on pillar 3, I know I briefly mentioned it when we were connecting the outbound AI agent, but there is so many more features within HighLevel to make the client sticky, right? Operational automations is what I talked about in the beginning. So just to tie off on this real fast, you are going to sell a client typically on one thing, right? You're going to sell them on your system building to generate pipeline, feed their pipeline, automatically follow up with those leads, and then get them on the calendar for an appointment, right? You're generating revenue for them. But one thing that I do for all my clients is I actually build out this whole onboarding system so that when they come into my white labeled version of HighLevel, right, which is So Simply, they can learn about all the other amazing things that HighLevel can do, right? Like building out automations, acting as a CRM, helping with websites if they don't have one, right? and so much more. You can even send payments through HighLevel, right? If you're like on the go business or like a service-based business, like a lawn care or whatever it might be. So anyway, with that being said, when you're making them sticky, show them and train them how to use HighLevel, because they can cancel all these other tools over here, right? Maybe it's, email marketing systems, maybe it's automation systems, maybe it's review reputation management systems. They can get rid of those and do it all through HighLevel. So that's the third pillar, right? Building out automations, making it sticky, and good things will happen as you continue to scale your business. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and finish up this video, but I really hope that walking you through how you can structure this high ticket offer has started to paint a picture in your head on how you can go ahead and land your first client or continue to scale your business. All right, I hope that jumping into Facebook and HighLevel really helped paint the picture on how you can structure this high ticket offer. And whether you're just barely getting started with your online business or you're continuing to try to scale your online business, I really hope that this video gave you some good ideas today. I'll actually leave a link in the description to sign up for a free trial of HighLevel. When you sign up using that link, I actually send over all my automations, my templates, my onboarding systems, and everything else in between to help you have a much faster start than what I had in the beginning. On top of the free trial, I actually have some additional resources in the description below as well, like a free course and a free community that you can join. This is a great opportunity to network with different people that are continuing to scale or start their own online businesses as well. You'll also have direct access to actually DM me. I love helping people out in the community as they continue to scale and grow their business. So with all that being said, because we give all these resources away for free, all that we ask is that you leave a like, leave a comment on the video if you have any questions, and please feel free to subscribe because it really does help the channel out. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.